Welcome to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coach Show presented by GoMart. Go for good times, go for GoMart. With me now, I've head softball coach Sara Scoone. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Coach, you went 3-1 this past weekend. Started out at Salem on Friday. You beat them 8-2 and 7-3. You got two complete games from Kylie Burdick and Megan Stump. What did you think of those two wins there?
I thought they were good. I thought they were solid. We had some missed spots on the mound. That's not like us. So, do I think it was their best performance? No. Do I think it was a performance good enough to win? Yes. Mm-hmm. And that's where kind of we're at right now and our pitchers know this, we need to pick it up on the mound. But I do want our pitchers to be able to win when they're at that 75% mark. So I'm proud of them for that. But we're working hard this week.
And then you went to Point Park on Saturday. Had a tough loss there in Game 1. You're up 7-3 going to the ninth. They score 5 to walk it off, but you were able to bounce back in Game 2 and earn the split with a 3-1 victory. Just your thoughts on those two games as well.
You know, just recapping from last weekend to this weekend, our biggest thing as a team is we get better as we go. We get better as we go. And we did not get better as we went. We... looking from Frostburg to Salem, we didn't get better. Looking from Salem to Point Park, we didn't get better. So that's what we're sitting at right now after this weekend. 3-1 weekend is always a great thing to look back on. And you always want to think as a coach, every loss didn't just happen for no reason. Mm-hmm. That loss is going to teach us something. So that's what we're sitting on. But we're working extremely hard this week, not just for this coming weekend, but just for our program in general. We want to get better every single day, and I think that's where we're kind of kicking ourselves. We just did not get better.
And you mentioned this coming weekend. It's a big one. You got Davidson Elkins of West Virginia Wesleyan. Senior day, obviously, they're on day 2. You're up 2 games right now in the NBC South Division. You're looking for the program's first ever divisional title. You're also under consideration in the Atlantic Regional rankings, so this is big games for that as well. What do you want to see out of your girls as you wrap up the regular season this coming weekend?
I want to see them get better. I want to see our pitchers execute. I want to see our defense execute. I want to see our hitting be intentional. I just want to see us continue to get better. Whoever we play, it's never a wash. There's never a game where we're going in going, oh, this is a win. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter who we play. And I want to see us get better. I want to see, a little bit of a response from the first time that we played D&E. I want to see a chip on our shoulder. I want to see us fight for something that we have an opportunity to gain. And I don't want to see any hesitation, and I don't want to see any pressure on the players. I just want to see a lot of execution. I want to see a lot of fight, and I want to see a lot of grit going into these next few weeks where the team can come together and, execute. I just want to see them execute the small things. So, and they know that, along with being their, biggest critic, I do try to be their biggest fan. So there's a lot of good things that we talk about at practice that we're proud of, but the things that we need to execute and get better on, that's what we're focused on.
And I mentioned the big implications, and you just, kind of answered my question in a sense about, you talk about it. Do you talk about it a lot? I mean, because they know, you guys have won 30 games this year. It's a record-breaking season. You have a chance to obviously make the Atlantic region, where last year you guys were on the outside looking in. How much of that do you talk about? How much do you work through with them just to try to handle the pressure of what's going on right now?
I would say we do talk about it frequently, but we don't put a lot of emphasis on it when it comes to being heavy. I don't want them looking at the weekend as, oh my gosh, this is such a big weekend. I want them looking at the weekend like, hey, here's an opportunity for this program. And if we get it, that's phenomenal. That's something so phenomenal. We'll celebrate it. We will celebrate it. That's something that I'm going to be so unbelievably proud of. But it's not everything.
Yeah.
I want them to go out and I want them to play. And, we talk about this a lot where when I look back on my playing career and all the successes and stuff like that, I don't look at it like, oh, I did this, or, it was something so great with me and my coach. It was a team. Yep. And I look back and I'm like, dang, I miss my teammates. And I'm so proud of the experience that I got to have with my teammates. And that's what I want my team to be able to do, to come together, to look at every single name that's going to be on that board and say, you know what, we did this. Mm-hmm. We did this, and it was us, and it was our thing, and we own this. And that's why going into these next couple weeks, I want them to really lean on each other and, just love on each other. And it's been such a phenomenal year, and this team is so special. I don't want any of that wasted because of pressure put on them to, accomplish something that hasn't been accomplished yet. If they get it, great. Like, we will celebrate that, like I said. And if they don't, I'm still going to celebrate. What a heck of a year. And I'm still so proud, and I'm still so thankful to be out there with that group. And I told them this last night, where I'm just so blessed and thankful to be out here with each one of them and this team. I'm so grateful, and I'm so blessed, and I just love them so much.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming on today, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coaches Show, presented by GoMart. With me, I've head track and field coach Dan Meyers. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Jagger, thanks for having me.
All right, Coach, you wrapped up the regular season this past weekend at West Virginia Wesleyan in the Jasmine Claggett Memorial Invite. You got to honor your seniors there, so that was pretty cool of Wesleyan to allow you to do that. You got some event wins and some personal bests. Just your thoughts on the weekend overall.
Yeah, it's always great being back at the alma mater and honoring Jasmine for the 9th annual Jasmine Claggett Memorial Invite. And yeah, it was awesome for Wesleyan to allow us to have our senior day, and they had an athlete who read out our script and did an awesome job, and it was a beautiful day, and I think all the families really enjoyed it, and we battled through some heat, and it was one of our hotter meets so far, and 9 event wins was huge across the board. Janae had 2 wins. Casey Mahoney had got over a bear he's been chasing a while in the discus. Nick Pitchford dropped back down to the 800 and got a victory. Bridget Knapp in the high jump, Jordan Taylor in the pole vault, Ian Strader, huge day, definitely the performer of the meet in the high jump. Probably missing a few in there, but there was some great event wins for us on Friday, and the team got kind of an extended weekend into preparing for this conference championship that we have upcoming Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
And you mentioned the conference championship. You'll be at Milan Park. It's a new thing now with the Mountain East Conference. What are your expectations? What would you like to see? I mean, you got a win last year with Janae Scott, has another chance this year. Some other people. Just what would you like to see as you go up to Milan Park?
Yeah, our women are in a battle right now. Our men, kind of need a lot of things to go right to move up move up towards the top 5. But the women are kind of in that 4 to 6 mix right now, and we're hoping for a top 5 finish. And there's a lot of different ways that points can be swung this meet. And Janae Scott's trying to go for 4 in a row in the shot put. She has 2 indoor and 1 outdoor title in her time here, so she's 3-0 in that event, and she's got some tough competition chasing her. So the women's throws group's going to be huge for us. Aaron Cuffter in that 400 hurdles. He is a guy from West Virginia State right there with him. 400 hurdles is a little bit different this year. They're doing the trial on Sunday, and he'll run the final on Tuesday. So we get a chance to go for a really fast time on Sunday. Aaron's been chasing that in-state provisional mark for quite some time, and I think he's ready to do it. And I think that he'll drop a good time and then go on to the final and see what happens. But he's definitely in the mix. Nick Pitchford in the steeples, looking for an all-conference spot. Natalie in the 800. Charlie Bauman in the shot put. There's a lot of different areas that I think that we can, make our presence known there. But it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. Looks like great weather. Excited to be at Milan Park with everything just kind of being in the same facility. Yep. Easy to see everything. And then, to compete at a Division I facility for our conference championship is a pretty cool thing.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming on in. Good luck this week.
Yep, thank you.
Get ready to hit the road with GoMart. Each month, we're featuring a special item to fuel your journey and score you bonus reward points in our Road to Rewards promotion. Each purchase earns you a token, so load up and keep cruising toward big rewards. Plus, the top 25 token earners each month will receive 5,000 additional bonus reward points. Check the GoMart app to see this month's featured item, and as always, earn additional savings on products store-wide with reward member exclusives. Go to GoMart.com for more details.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coaches Show, presented by GoMart. With me, I've head baseball coach Jimmy Mullins. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
All right, Coach. We haven't talked to you in a few weeks, but you guys have gotten hot as of late. You've won 7 out of your last 8, including this past weekend. Extended the winning streak against Davidson Elkins to 14 games, going back a few years. You started out the weekend with a 12-3 and a 7-1 win on Friday. You led early in Game 1. Really able to pull away with 9 runs in the last 3 innings. And then Game 2 also, led all the way. Just got really good pitching from Landis and Grady. The bats were on fire all day. Just your thoughts on those 2 Friday wins there.
So it was important for us to, come out on Friday, the first game, and kind of get ourselves going a little bit. We normally play well at home, and, it's really important just to get going. So that first game of the weekend is always kind of interesting because you sit around all week almost like a football schedule, and you wait on the other team to get there, and then you play in the first inning. The pitcher's trying to figure out the umpire's trying to figure out his zone, the hitters are trying to figure out the pitcher. It's just kind of an interesting thing, and so it's so important just to get that good first inning and go from there. And Cole Grady was able to come out and throw really well, and Landis throw really well in the second game. Landis went 7 innings pitched and only had 1 walk. So we set a goal of 3 ball counts, how many 3 ball counts we would get in for the weekend, and per game and then per weekend, and we were able to achieve that. And so I think that was really important. Obviously, we can't give up freebies. We learned that from the Frostburg and Fairmont weekend. So it was important to come out and pound the zone, throw strikes, put together some better at-bats, and fortunately we were able to do that.
And then on day 2, I mean, it was a lot of the same story. You beat them 10-1, 12-2. That game 1, similar to the first game, you guys were you trailed there early, but you once again able to score 9 runs in the last 3 innings. Trent Taylor, the freshman, went 6 in the third, just gave up 1 run. And then in game 2, Austin Cord had his best start of the year, had 11 strikeouts on just 3 hits in 6 innings. Just your thoughts on those Saturday wins.
Yeah, Trent coming out of game 3, and he almost win a complete game.
Yeah.
He was, I think, at 97 pitches. I gave him an opportunity to go ahead and complete that last inning, but the score was still, it was well in hand for us. There was no reason to keep pushing him out through there. So, but I think, he went 6 innings and only walked 1 guy. He hit 92 once, and he hit 91 mile an hour once as well. So, and he's just, what is he, 6'6", something like that?
He's a threatening pitcher out there.
Standing on the mound over 7 foot then, and, throwing 91, 92 with a pretty good slider. He's a really good freshman. So you think about how many guys around the league are 90+, and we've got one that's just in his first year here at college, and he's going to continue to get better and stronger, and I tell you, he's got a great attitude. He really cares about the journey in between starts, and most of a pitcher's life is going to be when you're not throwing a baseball. So when we talk about being a pitcher, it's your recovery after you throw, your conditioning, your mobility, all the stuff that a lot of people think is mundane, but that's why some pitchers are better than others, and some pitchers have a lot of ability and don't really get the most out of themselves of what they could get out of it, because that journey is, you can only throw so many pitches. So a hitter can go out and hit every day. He can swing up, 1,000 times a day, but a pitcher can't sit on the mound and throw 1,000 pitches a day. So, he's got to get his body more mobile and things like that. And, a lot of our guys, that's why I'm proud of them. They really appreciate that journey, and that's the reason that you see some guys getting better. And Trent Taylor's definitely one of those. As a freshman guy, it's just a good one to have. And, that game 2, Landis went the complete game for us. And Korn, speaking of Korn there, he almost had himself a complete game as well. I think he would have had it. He had a no-hitter going and threw a ball about middle, and the umpire called it a ball, and he didn't really have any feel there. Guy's throwing a no-hitter. Mm-hmm. You don't do that. But, he apologized, and those things happen. Those things happen. But it did extend. I think he threw like 16 more pitches after that, and then so it kind of cost him a complete game. But that's just part of it, and allowed us an opportunity to get some other guys in. But Korn was really good. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, gave up 2 runs, only walked 3 guys, and he struck out 11 batters in 6 innings. So, that's tough on the opponents, and that's what we need. We need our starters to continue to give us good starts, and our bullpen guys coming out and getting good matchups. Cam Byers came out through, Luca Moore through, Ty Walton through, Aiden Hoffmar through, Ashton Crace is another good freshman. He's coming in throwing upper 80s with a slider, and he's starting to get his feet underneath him and get some experience. So we're getting better. I wish we played until July and took summer school, because it seems like we just get better and better. But, I'm just excited for the next couple weeks. Obviously, we're 1 game behind state, trying to make that playoff spot. We got to be top 3, and it's exciting baseball coming up.
And you mentioned that too, getting better. I mean, it really looked like this past weekend things were just clicking. You got the timely hitting, the really good pitching. Guys like Austin Carter had a really good weekend. Colby Guy had a really good weekend. A lot of the hitters did. A lot of the pitchers did as well. How important was it to get it? Kind of feel like it's getting going right now as you get into another important series. Like you said, you're down 1 game in the division, but you're playing West Virginia Wesleyan. You're on the road. You've won 23 out of the last 28 against them. So how important was it to have a good series like this as you go into that series?
Yeah, so what I like about our guys offensively is they're starting to really lock into what they control as far as you and the pitcher and you and the ball, and can't control getting hits. You can only control hitting the ball hard. And we kind of switched up our practice a little bit and just did our batting practice rounds of team offense instead of just trying to work on people's swing. It's too late for that. We just need to figure out how to take your swing and what you do well and how we can make it into a productive part of our offense so we can score runs. Because the most important part is the runs on the scoreboard. It's not your exit velocity. It's not your launch angle. It's not this. It's not that. It's not how pretty your swing is. It's the runs on the scoreboard is what's most important. And I think we're starting to, they buy into things. I just think they're starting to understand, which is the most important thing. And they're putting together good at bats, striking out a little bit less, manufacturing runs a little bit more, and just starting to build a little confidence, I think. And that's really important. You mentioned 23 out of the last 25 or 26 times we played Wesleyan, we've won, but it's hard to sweep anybody. It's hard to win any games in college. We just got to bring our right mindset and be able to compete pitch to pitch and have a good weekend and hope things work out for us.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming away, and good luck this week.
Thank you.